Hello, my dear friends. Have you ever felt your heart light up when you and the person you love take care of a little angel together, even in the simplest moments, like mealtime, bedtime, or just a gentle hand to hold? Every time I read your words of encouragement and support for the journey of Tuna Baby Henry and me, from that romantic moonlit proposal, the surprise gift, the cozy party with friends, to every little thing I've prepared for Henry, I'm reminded that love and family are truly the most precious gifts. And this journey still has so many touching moments waiting ahead. Moments that aren't just mine alone, but ones I want to share with all of you so we can feel them together and spread the beauty of love. Today, I'd love to invite you to join us on a very special day, the day Tuna. And I take Henry for his regular vaccination. It's a day that comes with a little worry, but it's also filled with love, where every glance and every embrace brings us even closer as a family. And don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and hit that like button so we can keep going together through many more meaningful journeys ahead. Wishing you a viewing experience full of joy and heartfelt emotions. The morning was fresh, with sunlight streaming through the trees, painting the village path with soft golden streaks like a quiet promise of a new day. With every step, memories of Tuna and baby Henry came back to me, the sacred moment when she nodded yes to my moonlit proposal, the worry in my chest when Henry had a mild fever, the radiant smile on Tuna's face the night I introduced her to my friends. Even the little things, the bottles, the diapers, the heater I carefully picked out, have all become proof of a love that grows deeper every day. Henry is only 3 months old with rosy cheeks and bright eyes like a clear lake, yet he has already become the light of my soul. I may not be his biological father, but every clumsy diaper change, every lullaby sung off key that makes Tuna laugh every time I hold him close and feel his fragile warmth, I know without a doubt I want to spend my whole life protecting the two of them. And today is another special day, the very first time Tuna and I take Henry for his routine vaccination. Just a small milestone, but one that makes my heart race with both nerves and excitement. As our old car turned into the familiar lane, a mix of anticipation and worry swelled inside me. At the doorway stood Tuna in a simple pale blue dress, her hair tied back with a few loose strands from rocking Henry to sleep. In her arms, Henry waved his tiny hands, his rosy cheeks like a cheerful hello. In that moment, my heart melted. Tuna's eyes were gentle, though I could still see her unease. She signed softly. "Are you nervous?" I squeezed her hand, looked into her eyes, and answered warmly, "I am too. But I believe Henry will be just fine. We'll take care of him together, so he grows up healthy and strong." Okay. A tender smile lit up her face, her eyes shining as if they just found new strength. I took Henry into my arms, kissed his chubby cheeks, and whispered, "Henry, today, you'll be a little brave, okay, Mommy? And I are right here, and we love you so much." In that tiny moment, I realized it's not just Henry who's growing. I am too, step by step, into the man of this family. We got in the car. Henry was tucked neatly into the car seat I had installed days before a quiet promise of responsibility. Tuna sat beside him, gently cradling him in her arms. Henry babbled, waving his tiny hands as if he somehow knew this was a different kind of trip. I held Tuna's hand and told her how, when I was little, my mom would get so anxious before my shots that she couldn't even sleep. I wanted Tuna to feel lighter, to know that worry is natural, but it always passes. She laughed softly and signed, "I'm nervous too, but with you here, I feel so much calmer." In the rearview mirror, Henry's round eyes met mine. In my head, I could almost hear him asking Uncle Alex, "Where are we going?" I smiled, my heart swelling with love, knowing that even though it was just one tiny shot, it was still a challenge we'd face together. The clinic was crowded that morning. The sound of children crying mixed with soothing voices, painting a vivid picture of motherhood. I carried Henry, while Tuna followed with the bag, her eyes showing a flicker of worry as she noticed other kids leaving with teary eyes. I wrapped an arm around her shoulders and whispered, "Don't be afraid. Henry's strong. I'm right here with you and him." When the nurse called Henry's name with a smile, my heart began to race. The vaccination room was bright white, filled with the sound of pens scribbling and instruments clinking, amplifying the tension. Tuna squeezed my hand. Henry, still babbling, had no idea what was coming. The needle came up. Time seemed to slow. I leaned close to Henry's ear and whispered, "Just a moment, Henry. You're the bravest boy I know." The needle touched his tiny arm. He burst into tears, a clear, piercing cry that cut through the stillness. My heart clenched, and Tuna held him tight, her eyes filling with tears. I placed a hand on Henry's back, gently patting, humming the off-key lullaby he always seemed to like. And then, something magical happened. Within seconds, the crying softened. Henry's tear-filled eyes looked at me and his mom, as if to say, "It's over. Don't worry about me anymore." The nurse smiled and said Henry did so well. "You two are doing a wonderful job as parents." Tuna nodded, signing a thank you. Her smile mixed with tears left me speechless. I pulled them both into my arms and whispered, "Tuna, Henry, you're my heroes." On the way home, Henry slept soundly in his mother's arms, his rosy cheeks pressed against her chest, peaceful, as if he had never cried. Tuna looked at me, her eyes shining. She signed, "I'm happy because I have you. Your calmness makes me feel stronger." I held her hand, my heart trembling with emotion. "Tuna, I love you and Henry. Today, our boy was so brave. I'm proud that we faced this together." When the wooden door closed behind us, the sunset bathed the yard in gold. Henry slept quietly in his crib, his little hand wrapped tightly around my finger as if making a silent promise. Tuna busied herself with a simple dinner, fragrant stewed fish, fresh boiled greens, and a steaming bowl of sour soup. Nothing extravagant, but in that moment, our home was overflowing with happiness, and I realized family isn't just the place you return to. It's where your heart finds strength and endless love. We sat around the old wooden table, the flickering oil lamp lighting up Tuna's radiant smile. I helped her clear the dishes, gently tucking a strand of hair behind her ear in a quiet gesture of care. Throughout dinner, we talked about the future in our own way. I spoke, she signed, and yet we understood each other completely from the heart. I shared my dream, a new home with a green garden where Henry could run and play a small, cozy wedding and simple, happy days together. Tuna signed back, her eyes shining, telling me how happy she was that today I stayed by her side, helping ease her worries and protecting her son. I held her hand and said softly, Tuna, I love you and Henry more than anything. Today is so special because we cared for him together, helping him grow strong and healthy. Tears of happiness rolled down her cheeks as she smiled, signing that she loved me too and would always stay by my side no matter what. As the sun set, its fiery glow poured through the window, wrapping the wooden house in warmth. I rocked Henry in my arms, humming that same off-key lullaby that always made Tuna laugh. Before leaving, I kissed her forehead and whispered, Tuna, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll keep caring for Henry together and keep building our dream. Okay. She nodded, her smile as bright as the moonlight, her heart overflowing with love. For today for us and for Henry, safe and healthy in our arms. This memory still moves me so deeply. The day Tuna and I took Henry for his vaccination wasn't just about his health. It was proof of our love and bond. Tuna was anxious. I was nervous. But the embrace after Henry bravely got through it, and the smiles on their faces, that was the greatest happiness of my life. What do you think about these simple yet love-filled moments? Have you ever cared for a child with someone you love in a situation like this? Share your feelings in the comments below. Today's story is a reminder. Love is about walking side by side, overcoming little worries together, and bringing the best to the people you care about. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next story, and so we can keep sharing many more special moments together.
Xin chào mọi người, cảnh sát định mệnh đã đến. Alex đã mang cho cả team mình và một cặp nhẫn bước đến ngôi nhà của Tuna với một câu hỏi duy nhất: em có đồng ý làm vợ anh không? Nhưng được nghe người phụ nữ đã từng trải qua bao nhiêu nỗi đau quá khứ, có đủ dũng khí để mở lòng cho một lần nữa, từ đó chấp nhận tình yêu mà Alex đã dành chọn từ ngày đầu tiên mà cùng Alex cho nên một chung với và đầy hy vọng với em đi. Câu trả lời phía trước chắc chắn sẽ khiến mọi người nhận quyết định có thể thay đổi số phận của cả ba. Như cùng Alex hôm đi xuống ánh nắng cuối ngày trải dài như giải lụa vàng các con đường nhỏ dẫn đến căn nhà gỗ giản dị của Tuna. Tung bành bình yên những lời chúc thầm lặng từ đất trời báo hiệu cho giây phút quan trọng nhất của đời. Đôi bước chân